Hey guys, I'm P-Freak. Welcome back to Pokemon Heart Gold. Last time, we started off the episode by completely sweeping Faulkner's team. I didn't realize it would only take about 3 minutes to finish that. Then we started making our way south to Azalea. Along the way, we stopped by, checked out the Ruins of Elf, and we also got a third party member in Mistress. In this part, real quickly before we begin, you might notice that I have Togepi here hatched up. This is actually the egg that we were given from Elm's 8 or whatever. It hatched while I was going battling all the other trainers. I unfortunately forgot to record the hatching of the egg, but I did record the little message that Professor Elm sends back to you telling you you should go meet up with him and show what the egg hatched into. We'll get to do that eventually, but for now, we're just gonna put Togepi in the PC and completely forget about it. Togepi can evolve into a good Pokemon. The problem is that it got a evolution in this generation, the 4th generation. But in this game, you can't access that evolution till basically after you get all the 8 badges. So, yeah, we won't be able to access that. And otherwise, it's now first stage evolution. It's kind of sucky. Anyways, with that all said and done, we are gonna finally... Oh, I guess not. Do you know about Slowpoke Tail? I heard it's tasty. Aren't you glad I told you that? No, not really. What the fuck is your problem? I mean, yeah, I know you have to probably eat some sort of Pokemon around here, but still, seriously, dude, what the hell? Well, I guess since we can't encounter the gym, we can at least go here. There's a free apricot tree. It's a white apricot. Alright. I wonder what's inside this house. Hello? Who are you? Who are you? I asked you that first. I asked you second. P-Freak, eh? Want me to make some balls? Dude, what the fuck? Sorry, but that'll have to wait. Do you know Team Rocket? Don't worry, I'll tell you anyhow. Team Rocket's an evil gang that uses Pokemon for their dirty work. They're supposed to have disbanded 3 years ago. Anyway, they're all at the well, cutting off Slowpoke tails for sale. So I'm going to give them a lesson in pain. Hang on, Slowpoke, old Kurt is on his way. You do that, buddy. Grandpa's gone. I'm so lonely. He left 5 seconds ago. Are you kidding me? God, okay. Anyways, so I guess we're gonna head back over to the well. Before we do, though, I want to stop by down here. We talked to this guy. All the Slowpoke have disappeared from town. Forest Protector may be angry with us. Maybe a bad omen. We should stay in. Okay, not this guy. This guy. Where else? Okay. I guess neither of these guys. Not yet, anyways. So, I guess we should head over to the well then and try to catch up with Kurt. Hopefully the old dude doesn't, break his back or something trying to save those Slowpokes. Ah, that's adorable. Hey there, P-Freak. The guard up top took off when I shouted at him, but then I took a tumble down the well. I slammed down hard on my back so I can't move. God damn it, that's literally what I told you not to do. Rats, if only I were fit, my Pokemon would have punched them. Ah, it can't be helped. P-Freak, show them how gutsy you are in my place. Fine. I guess the 10-year-old has to go save the day again. Hello? Oh, hello. I was standing guard up top and some old coot yelled at me. He startled me so much that I fell down here. How about I vent my anger, take it out on you? Alright, what an asshole. Anyways, this is Team Rocket. This is the evil organization of this game. They supposedly should have disbanded 3 years ago when Red actually took care of their boss Giovanni. But they're back now. Does that mean Giovanni's back as well? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the events of Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, and Leaf Green all took place around 3 years ago. Specifically for this game, the events of Fire Red and Leaf Green, so... that's a little interesting. Wonder who's in charge now. Alright. And Reptar goes to level 14. Nice. Alright, next up is another Rattata. Should be able to finish this off easily. Do I need to switch up? Yeah, I need to switch over to Mistress. We'll let Mistress come out. Mistress did gain a new move, I believe, while we were leveling up. I believe she gained the move Acid. Right? Yeah, Acid's better than Poison Sting. Unfortunately, Tentacle is kind of hard to level up in the lower levels, but eventually it gets better. The main strategy I found out is just constantly using Poison Sting to eventually get that 10% chance to actually poison a Pokemon. When Pokemon's poisoned, at the end of every turn, it'll lose a portion of its HP. So it's actually really useful if you're trying to fight some really tough Pokemon. But with that level up, Reptar is evolving. This is our first evolution. Evolution basically is a Pokemon changes its form to become typically more powerful, and possibly gain a new set of moves as well. Congratulations, your Reptar evolved into a Quillob. Nice. Starters always evolve twice, I believe, so this is only its second evolution. I did mention evolution earlier when we talked about Togepi, but now, instead of a Cyndaquil, we have a Quillob. And look at those stats. Anyways, I should quickly switch out Mistress and Reptar. There we go. Alright, let's get a move on. Oh, okay. That's right, you should probably put a Repel on unless you want to get yourself some Zubat, or I think you can even find Slowpoke around here, it's just really rare, which is ironic considering this place is called the Slowpoke Well. Sadly, or I guess fortunately, you can't find any Slowpoke that have their tails cut off for capture. I guess that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And we found a Super Potion. Oh, speaking of Slowpokes with tails cut off, I feel so bad, but then again, they don't really feel pain. It's such a bit of a moral dilemma. It's kind of dark for Pokemon, to be honest. Stop taking Slowpoke tails? What? You want us to disobey a direct order from Executive Proton? If you want to stop us, you'll have to go defeat us all. Go ahead and try. Executive Proton, huh? Does he have two assistants named Executive Neutron and Executive Electron? I'm pretty sure this joke's been made before. Proton's an okay, I guess. Anyways, there is one problem though with my whole poison strategy. If you're against poison types or steel types, which are actually introduced in this game, then you're kind of screwed. You can't really poison poison types or steel types. You have to use other strategies instead, such as Supersonic. Though actually, I think Acid will actually do more still than Constrict. Because Mistress is Acid a special attack? I forgot to check that. Let me see. Check moves. Acid is a special attack, okay. And Mistress actually has balanced attack and special attack, but Acid does get what's known as the same type attack bonus, where basically, if the Pokemon is the same type as the move it's using, then the base damage actually increases by 1.5 times. So Acid has a 40 base damage, thanks to the same type of attack bonus, it's actually a 60 base damage, which is pretty good. And the actual damage calculations are really complicated and stuff. Basically, 60 is just the base damage. You can tell how powerful or not powerful it is based off the base damage. I keep saying base damage a lot, I'm sorry. But then there are other calculations, like even just a random number. There's a random chance, like there are these things called rolls, where basically at one point a move could be doing a lot of damage, but at the same time, by pure unluckiness, it could be doing not so much damage. So that's always fun to work with. These are especially more important if you get into competitive battling, but we aren't here to competitively battle. Although I think Generation 4 was actually the dawn of some serious competitive battling because of all the different changes. Now don't get me wrong, there was competitive battling throughout the other 3 generations. Generation 4 is where it's like really started ramping up, to my knowledge. Alright. Come on. Got that special defense drop, which is nice because that means that Acid will be doing more damage. But we have to go through the wrap animation and all that. Come on, I just want Mistress to level up. Now, unfortunately, Mistress is not going to evolve as early as Reptar did, so we're going to have to wait a bit. But when Mistress does evolve, then Mistress is going to be pretty good. You rotten brat. No, you're the rotten brat here. Following someone named Proton. Alright, let's switch back over to Reptar now. Again, this is just my training strategy. I try to keep everyone around the same level. Though, if I have to switch out because of like a type disadvantage or whatever, then I guess I will. Look for areas like this because eventually sometimes there'll be hidden items around here. And hidden items are typically pretty good. Like we found a Super Potion there that heals 50 HP. It's not a bad item to have this early in the game. It's basically a full heal. Yeah, I don't care about your rep, dude. Alright, another 3 Pokemon. This is just a bunch of Rattatas. Well, hopefully our newly fully evolved Reptar will be able to take care of these guys no problem. Reptar's going to be a big part in the next gym because the next gym is a Bug-type gym. And what are bugs weak to? Bugs are weak to fire. And flying. And rock. Did I mention that Bug-types are my least favorite Pokemon type? Like, a lot of people have to consider this, but I think bugs are the weakest type in the entire game, which they kind of are. They got a real big buff in Generation 4, though, with some new moves and some actually useful bug types. And here's the thing, I was going to have a bug type on my team initially, but unfortunately, it doesn't really earn a good move until, like, really high levels, and you don't get that high in a normal playthrough, really. So it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I just opted in not to get it. Besides, we'd have 4 party members right now if I did get it. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of bug-type Pokemon in general. I know that's freaking blasphemy to some people because... Come on. Because I know there's some people out there who absolutely love the bug types. And don't get me wrong, they do get better eventually. Reptar, I swear to God, I am going to punch you in the face. It's already punching itself in the face, though. That's an example of getting really bad luck with confusion. Probably should have healed, but whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so bug types do get better as the generations go on, but for now, they're okay, I guess. Alright. Now, before we go on, I am going to go heal up and get Reptar back in shape. Alright, now that we got Reptar back up, it's time for us to face the final opponent here. A Slowpoke with its tail cut off. Huh? It has mail. Read it? Oh, interesting. Be good and look after the house with Grandpa and Slowpoke. Love, Dad. Okay, that's depressing. Does this one have mail as well? No, it does not. Well, that's just straight up depressing. Someone's own Pokemon got friggin' stolen and had its tail cut off. That's dark, man. What do we have here? I am often labeled as the scariest and cruelest guy in Team Rocket. I strongly urge you not to interfere with our business. And we are against the butt of the joke itself, Proton. So he's supposed to be the scariest dude, right? Then why is he using basic Pokemon against us? You know, you'd figure with these crime organizations they'd have super strong Pokemon with them, or at least highly leveled Pokemon. But no, we have to deal with game balancing and all that, and I'm just saying in a real world scenario, this team would suck ass. Unless they actually, like, you know, did what they're supposed to. Reptar grew to level 15, finally, that's good. Next up is Coughing. You know, Coughing's supposed to be made of a bunch of gas. Doesn't matter where we go, there's always someone who doesn't agree with us. Wouldn't just, like, an ember make it explode? I feel like Coughing should have, like, a ability that does that or something. I know there's the move there's the ability Aftermath, and then there's also the moves Self-Destruct and Explosion. But I just think it'd be kind of an interesting interaction. It would suck, yes, but it'd be interesting nonetheless. Ooh, that did not do a lot. Oh well. Come on, Reaper. Maybe we'll get a high roll this time? No, it did not. Okay, well. Are you serious? Did you come here thinking you could mess with our plans? Dude, you have one Pokemon left. It is in red health. It is now dead. And you think that we're the ones who are scared? We're the ones who are going to be intimidated by you? Get a load of this asshole. Alright, Reaper grew to level 15. Not bad, not bad. For a kid to be this good, I didn't see it coming. No, you didn't. But, with that, Reaper's also evolving. So we get 2 evolutions in one video. Not bad, not bad. And we sheared off most of its wool. It is now a Flaffy. I think that's why they have the 2 A's in there. It's because it's supposed to be a joke on the whole bah sound or whatever. Team Rocket was indeed broken up 3 years ago, but we continued our activities underground. A small obstacle like you won't be much of a problem for our mission. I advise you to be very afraid of what is to come. Alright, whatever you say, bud. You got your ass handed to you by a 10-year-old, so I don't really care. Way to go, P-Freak. Team Rocket has taken off. My back's better, too. Let's get out of here. What about these Slowpokes? What are we gonna do with them? Just leave them here to fend for themselves? Don't they use their tails to, like, fish or something? Hi, P-Freak. You handled yourself like a real hero. As I mentioned before, Team Rocket was disbanded by a boy called Red 3 years ago. Now that they have come back, I have a bad feeling about it. In any case, it would please me greatly to make Pokeballs for a trainer like you, P-Freak. This is all I have now, but take it. And we get the Fastball. Now this brings us to something that I actually really like about these games. You have apricorns for me? Fine, I'll turn them into Pokeballs. All those apricorns you've collected throughout your adventure, you can actually turn them into Pokeballs. Now this is really, really, really cool because it introduces 7 new Pokeballs. 7, and for reference, in the first generation, you only had 5 different types of Pokeballs. You had the Pokeball, the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, the Master Ball, and the Safari Ball. And here they added in a whole bunch of new ones. And they brought them back for the 4th generation with Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And that is just awesome to me. That is really awesome. These Pokeballs do different things. You might notice we're missing 2 types of apricorns. That is for a red and blue apricorn. If you give me a second, I'll pull up a list right now of what each one actually is supposed to do. Alright, so I have the list here. So for the blue apricorns, they turn into lure balls. Lure balls, what they do is that when you're fishing a Pokemon and you use a lure ball on it, the lure ball has an increased chance of capturing the Pokemon when you're fishing with it. For the red apricorns, I don't know if the red apricorns are in this slot or in the other slot. The red apricorns turn into level balls. I have a hard time remembering what this is off the top of my head, but I have the list right here. If the Pokemon is basically higher leveled, if your Pokemon is higher leveled than that of the wild Pokemon, then it has an increased chance of capturing. So that's pretty good if you're like going back and trying to capture more Pokemon for your Pokédex. Otherwise, it's not that good if you're like trying to use it throughout the story. Next up, for the pink apricorns, they turn to love balls. Love balls actually have a little glitch in them. It was a Generation 2 only glitch. I believe it was... Originally, love balls, what they're supposed to do is that they have an increased capture rate against Pokemon of the opposite gender of your... that shares the same species of the Pokemon you have out, which is really weird and kind of useless in most scenarios. But I believe it was a glitch in that either the Pokeballs instead have a decreased chance against opposite gender Pokemon, or they have an increased chance on same gendered Pokemon back in Generation 2. I do not remember. Black apricorns, they give us the heavy ball. The heavy ball has an increased chance of capturing Pokemon that are really freaking heavy. Each Pokemon has its own classification of weight, and the heavier the Pokemon, the easier it is to catch with the heavy ball. White apricorns turn to fastballs. We got one of those, and this is actually kind of cool. The fastballs have an increased chance of capturing a Pokemon that has a base speed of 100. It doesn't have to actually have a 100 stat. 100 in stat. It's a base speed of 100. Now, there aren't a lot of base speed 100 Pokemon, but we will be encountering some of those later. Next up, the green apricorn is the Friend Ball. The Friend Ball, when you capture a Pokemon with the Friend Ball, it will set the Pokemon's base happiness to 200 instead of the normal 70. Happiness is basically how friendly the Pokemon is towards you, and it's useful for some things like evolution, or there are certain moves that actually use happiness in its calculation. And finally, the yellow apricorns turn into Moon Balls. These have an increased chance of capturing Pokemon that evolve via the Moonstone. It's probably the second most useless one here next to the Love Ball, because there are not a lot of Pokemon that you find that evolve via the Moonstone. There's Clefairy, Nidorina, but you aren't really going to find wild Nidorinos and Nidorinas, to be honest. So does it still apply to Nidorans? I don't know. But I still love that they gave us a whole bunch of new different Pokeballs. And here's a nice thing. We get these Pokeballs in addition to the Pokeballs that were introduced both in Generation 3 and Diamond and Pearl Platinum. But anyways, enough with the chatter. Let's actually go with the green. Let's actually give them our green apricorns right now. Now, apricorns do have a secondary use in these games only, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but we'll get to that when we get there. It'll take a day for me to make a Pokeball. Come back for it later. Yes, so it takes him till the clock rolls around again for him to finish up the Pokeball. So you can give it to him whenever, and then when midnight rolls around, you can come back and go grab it. That's right, I'll give you my grandpa's phone number. This is a phone number you actually want because he'll actually call you when the Pokeballs are ready to go as well. My grandpa can tell you more about apricorns. Anyways, with all that explaining done, let's finally take care of a few last things. First off, we're gonna stop by this house real quickly. Slowpoke have returned, but my Farfetch haven't come back. My princess has gone looking for them in the Alex Forest. It's been ages now. Where in the world is that lazy guy? Okay, I guess we're still not doing this. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, eventually these guys are supposed to give you an item known as Charcoal. Charcoal is like the Miracle Seed except for fire types, where it increases fire type moves by 10%. I guess we'll still have to wait a bit to get it, but I guess for now, we can at the very least go inside the gym. Yo, Challenger, Bugsy made this shit. It's a huge nest of Bug-type Pokemon. Bugsy's young, but he's a master at Bug-type Pokemon. going to be tough without my advice. Let's see, Bug-type Pokemon don't like fire. Flying-type moves are effective too. And rocks. And I think there's... is that it? Flying, Bug, Flying, Rock, Fire... I might be forgetting one around there, but I'm pretty sure that's all the weaknesses. Still, those are pretty common weaknesses. Anyways, I'm going to real quickly take care of all the trainers in the gym, but I will first show you what the puzzle basically is. Basically, we have these little ropes here, and we have to guess which platform we got to hop on in order for us to advance. So if we hop on this rope, we'll be taken along this path. They basically, whenever there's a pathway for us to take, it will take that pathway, and that takes us to our first trainer. So I'll see you guys after I fight all these trainers. Alright, with that, we are finally ready to go take on our second gym. I know, taking on 2 gyms back to back. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Yeah, this game's gonna go by real quickly. Alright, real quickly, before we move on any further, this is what the team's looking like right now. I am gonna keep Reptar out, even though he is over-leveled right now, because he's a fire type. He's gonna get through this gym really easily. Mistress did learn a new move, though, while we were training up. She learned Toxic Spikes. The user lays a trap of poison spikes at the foe's feet. They poison foes that switch into battle. This is what's known as an entry hazard, and Toxic Spikes, as I said, is that it poisons the opponent the second they switch over into battle. If you lay down 2 layers of it, though, they get the status condition Badly Poison. What Badly Poison does is that at the end of every turn, instead of it being a consistent amount of HP that you lose, the amount of HP that you lose at the end of every turn increases consistently. I believe it starts off at 1/16 and then it goes into 2/16, 3/16, so on and so forth. Something like that. I don't quite remember. Also, this is the path you need to do. You need to actually take the rope, then deactivate the blue rope when you're with the twins over there, and then take the path and deactivate the red rope over there. There is one caveat, though, or 2 caveats, actually, to Toxic Spikes, though. 1, steel types are not affected by them, and 2, poison types will actually absorb the spikes, removing them from the field. And they're only on the opponent's side of the field unless the opponent also lays some on your side. But with that all done, let's finally take on Bugsy. I'm Bugsy. I never lose when it comes to Bug-type Pokemon. My research is going to make me the authority on Bug-type Pokemon. Let me demonstrate what I've learned from my studies. And we are against Bugsy. Apparently often mistaken to be a girl, apparently? I don't see it. He starts off with Scyther, which is actually a pretty terrifying Pokemon, and actually a higher level than Reptar, so that's great. Scyther's pretty powerful considering that it was originally supposed to be just a plain base Pokemon with no evolution, but in this game it actually did get an evolution, but we aren't going to see it quite yet. And it's actually a pretty powerful evolution. It has a pretty good, at least it had a pretty good stint in competitive. Alright, Citrus Berry. Hopefully this KOs. Reptar's already going to, oh god. Reptar's already so low in the first battle. We are not going to sweep quite as easily as we were against Falcon, apparently. But that's the big scary monster out of the way. And we earned quite a bit of experience, again, because Scyther used to be just a plain basic Pokemon. Next up is Metapod, which is not as bad. Metapod is a Cocoon Pokemon, and Cocoon Pokemon are known to be just not that great, to be honest. See? Okay, that was a crit, but still, see? Easy, no problem. And last up, I believe, yeah, it's another Cocoon Pokemon. So, interesting strategy, starting off with your strongest Pokemon, even though it's my last Pokemon. Bug Pokemon are tough. Yeah, sure. Interesting strategy, starting off with your strongest Pokemon, ending with your weakest. But, hey, I guess it made me afraid for a bit, but there we go. That's Bugsy for you. And Reptar's now 18, meaning he's horribly overleveled, which means I gotta catch everyone else up. That's the end of it. And we got quite a bit of money. Not bad. Whoa, amazing. You're an expert on Pokemon. My research isn't complete yet. Okay, you win. Take this badge. And we get the Hive Badge. 2 badges already. Not bad, not bad. Do you know what benefits of the Hive Badge? If you add it, Pokemon up to level 30 will obey you, even training points. Pokemon that no cut will be able to use it outside battle too. Here, also, once you have this, we get TM89, which I completely forget what that is. TM89 contains U-turn, okay. It lets your Pokemon attack, then switch out to the next Pokemon in your party. Isn't that great? Actually, yeah, it's a pretty popular strategy to constantly have U-turn or other moves that appear, like Volt Switch, which I believe is a move introduced in the next generation, to constantly like pivot around. So, with that all said and done, we basically are done here in Azalea Town. We can always come back and get more Pokeballs. Other days, whenever we get more apricorns to share with, God, what's his name? I completely forgot. Kurt. Share with Kurt. But for now, we're just gonna head off to the next town and hopefully get the 3rd gym badge next time? Maybe? Possibly? Who knows? But that's gonna be it for now. If you like what I do, subscribe to my channel, consider supporting me on Patreon, follow me on all social media links. All that will be in the description. Next time, we are headed off over to, I believe the next city we are going to is, we look on the map, Goldenrod City. Yep, the big city of Johto. I will see you guys then.